What are the stages of trauma bonding? The stages of trauma bonding includes love bombing, trust and dependency, criticism, gaslighting, emotional addiction, loss of self, as well as resignation and submission. It is quite vital for victims to understand the different stages in order to break free from the cycle and heal from the trauma inflicted on them through this unhealthy relationship. Love bombing. This occurs at the start of a relationship and involves excessive flattery and praise for the partner. The person tries to win over the other with grand gestures and an overwhelming idea of love. Love bombing can make the victim trust the other person and let their guard down. For the abuser, it makes them seem to have good intentions and puts a positive idea of them in their victim's head. Trust and dependency. At this stage, the perpetrator would do almost anything to make their partner trust them. The perpetrator often try to quickly advance the relationship, trying to ensure that the other person is dependent on them. The abusive partner wants to make the other person think that they are meant for each other. This stage, along with love bombing, gives the victim an idea of the abuser, giving them hope for the future after the abuse happens or occurs. Criticism. After they have gotten a person's trust, the perpetrator will start to pick apart their partner with the intention of making them feel negative about themselves. When an argument happens, the perpetrator or abuser places the blame on the victim so that they will over-apologize and think something is wrong with them. They will doubt themselves and look to the abuser as a person who is there for them. Gaslighting. This is a form of psychological abuse that makes the victim question their reality. When a person gaslights, they shift the blame onto the other person. They manipulate them into thinking that they are wrong or crazy. Resignation and submission. At this stage, the target of abuse doesn't know what to believe and gives in to avoid conflicts or arguments. It seems easier to do things the way the perpetrator wants than try to fight back. And it may seem that everything is okay or good when they are not in conflict. Over time, after a period of time, the person becomes more dependent and reliant on the abuser to please them and to avoid more conflict. They may have children with their partners, get married, and depend on them financially. Resignation can also come from fear. They don't want to escalate things or make things worse. And it seems that their only choice is to do what makes their partner feel good and happy. Loss of self. When a person is in a trauma bond, it breaks down their confidence and sense of self and self-worth. They become disconnected, isolated, and at a loss when it comes to their self-identity. Over time, perhaps for years, feelings of shame build up and a person can't recognize who they are anymore. It can be very difficult and hard to move on from here. Addiction. This stage of trauma bonds most commonly end up in a cycle. After abuse, the love bombing and positive reinforcement happens again, causing a sense of pleasure or satisfaction. A person can essentially become addicted to this cycle. Sometimes the abuser may start to avoid their partner or stop giving them attention until they get what they want. When this occurs, the other person feels that they are in control of the situation, making them feel that the abuser may truly love them. A person can become emotionally addicted to a feeling or a response to their emotions.